take you back to Cape Town now, where Parliament's ad hoc committee that's probing allegations of corruption in the criminal justice system has been questioning KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. That session will, of course, be back at 5 o'clock. For now, though, we're joined by Newzroom Afrika's Qodashe, who has been tracking that story, sitting through those proceedings since on yesterday. She joins us now live from Parliament. Very good afternoon to you, Zoleka. Well, interesting conversations indeed. The various MPs from different political parties approaching this particular today's session at completely different level in many instances.
That's correct, Xoli, and there have been, Vuyo, there have been some questions from parliamentarians relating to some of the evidence in chief that was given by Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, the top cop in KZN yesterday. But there are also several issues that were highlighted yesterday. You'll remember that when the sitting started yesterday, there were procedural aspects that some MPs raised, particularly the EFF's Julius Malema, who raised certain aspects of the sitting that relate to procedure and also the constitutionality of some sittings. I'm just going to bring in the chairperson of the ad hoc committee, that's Soviet Nhlanhla, just to speak to us about the 2 days that we have been sitting. Of course, we have not concluded today, but your take on the proceedings so far. Yesterday was marred by delays because of those procedural aspects that were later fixed. But what do you think this does for the integrity of the sitting?
Good evening to you, Zo, and Xoli in the studio and your listeners. I think where we are standing, and I'm speaking on behalf of the members of this ad hoc committee, because they gave me a review of what their impressions were about yesterday. When I did an interview with one of the media houses yesterday, I said, as the chairperson of the committee, I take responsibility for whatever incipient challenges we could have had yesterday. For sure, you know that we were stuck between 11:45 to 12 o'clock and 15 hours. But we were still able to bounce back and recover the time lost at the time we finished last night. The work that was supposed to have been done yesterday was done. So I want to thank the committee members, our legal team in this regard, for the splendid work that has been done yesterday. We have learned lessons. That is how we become better. You will never have a complete all-rounder or a perfect human being. You grow by others and you learn from mistakes that happen and experiences of others. So you can see today when we started, since this morning, everything is proceeding very well uninterrupted, and credit must go to the team that works behind the scenes, our secretariat and support staff of Parliament. That ensures that all preparations are in place and we have very smooth and impressive proceedings like these ones. I have fielded a team of very good players today. You see, there are no own goals, there are no missed penalties. My team of 11. I'm sitting there as the goalkeeper, giving instructions on how each of the players must do their work, focus, everything. Look, I must give them thumbs up. They have outdone themselves today, and I think this is the call that we have been making throughout, that Parliament must rise to the standard. Members must show South Africans that they are capable of representing them. They must do their work in such a way that they reignite hope of the ordinary man, the youth, the women of this country, that Parliament has a manifest intention to act on their behalf. So far, we are doing very well, and I think the questions that members are fielding here demonstrate their intention to do robust oversight. But very importantly, for sure, when we go to our discussions on the second, on the second batch of witnesses that we should be able to identify, their questions and participation would have helped us to determine that with ease.
There were questions yesterday around the legal team. Of course, you say that today has been going smoothly, but also today has been a day that has been dedicated to the MPs and lawmakers asking questions to the witness that has been presenting their evidence or evidence in chief presented yesterday. But there were questions around the legal team and the way that they conducted themselves yesterday, particularly in relation to the line of questioning in relation to some of the evidence that may be presented by the minister that is heavily implicated in the allegations that have been leveled by Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, that's Senzo Mchunu. And there was criticism around the questioning being particularly of a cross-examination type of questioning instead of leading evidence. Do you think this also will have an impact on the proceedings, given the fact that this is an exercise of public power as the ad hoc committee sits, and therefore everything must be rational and must be seen to not have any level of bias?
Not at all. You see, the example that I shared with Advocate Arendse, because he's one of the most accomplished lawyers in the country. I said to him that one of the Italian defenders who even emerged as a runner-up during the 1989 Ballon d'Or, Franco Baresi, has played in 5 World Cups from 1978. But he scored 8 own goals in his career. But that does not take the quality away from him. Ronaldo, Messi, they miss penalties, but that does not mean that they are not the best strikers in the country. So, in the world. So it happens. Any person can have low moments, experiences in life. What is important is how do you dust yourself and raise your head and say, I'm now up to the challenge. You must not allow a minor setback to determine your destiny. We don't doubt his capacity, his abilities, like many other people that we know who are very good. So we never stop learning. So I think unless as Andy Hack, we are back on track. We must just focus.
Chairperson, very briefly, we're out of time. There's a notable absence today from the DA's MP. That is DA MP Diane Kola Barnard. Any indication of what the DA has said to you? Today they were supposed to come with feedback. Very briefly.
Look, the DA made a simple announcement that the person who is participating today is the birthday honorable member, Honorable Shikele. That is the least we can say.
Thank you. That was chairperson of the ad hoc committee.